Oh, I guess my mic was muted all this time, so I'm not even sure whether you were hearing me or not. So I'm going to go back and start again. So I said today we're going to talk about the value of time, but my name is ATTOBRAH. Pardon me if I'm repeating myself. I just realized that my mic was muted. I was fiddling with the buttons before I started and I didn't check. So I'm having to start again. So if it seems like you're hearing double, don't worry. We're just using extra time. So this is the book, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. And you can get your copies on Amazon, Freezing Press, Barnes and Nobles, Google Talks, and iTunes. In addition, you can check out the book reviews on my website, mametalks.com, www.mametalks.com. And please look for me on YouTube under ATTOBRAH. Subscribe to my channel, please. I thank you kindly. So basically, there's 3 lives that I do on this page. I do a book chat on Sundays that I do with my friend Yabi Russell. And then during the week, I do straight talk where we talk about anything, just plain speaking. And then also we do Pearly Nuggets, which is based on the Bible, any words or insights that I may have got. And I'm planning also to come out soon, shortly. I'm not sure when, maybe in the next month or so, with a piece or based on my book that I'm working on currently, which I'm hoping will come out next year, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. Now that I've learned my lessons, you do your marketing and strategizing before the book actually comes out. So we'll be doing something, and it's mainly for women, but anybody is welcome to listen in for sure. So today we are talking about the value of time. Time, I said before, is a valuable and priceless commodity, and time lost is never recovered. I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning. Right now it's 8:07 or so. I can't go back. You can't go back. So I write, time lost is never recovered. And as I was writing down some quotes when I was preparing this, I realized that John Benjamin Franklin also had a similar quote. And he says, lost time is never recovered. And I had gone on to say that we're all here for a reason. So it's quite important to find out what that reason is. Because you know what? If you don't find out that reason, it means you're drifting through life. That's one of my favorite terms or phrases. Don't drift through life. Make use of the time. So I say again, are you content to just drift through life? We should remove procrastination and idleness from our lives, because there might be something that you want to be doing, but because of fear or whatever, you are letting the time pass by, just whittling away time, right? Just you are okay to be, that's fine if you don't have any particular ambitions or you think you're okay, but there's always something new to be learned. So you need to use time wisely. Even in the Word of God tells us that we must walk circumspectly. Use the time wisely, because nobody is guaranteed tomorrow. All you have is now. So time is your most precious gift because you only have a set amount of it. That's a quote from Rick Warren. And then Benjamin Franklin also says time is money. I'll come back. This is such an important thing that I have a whole bunch of quotes that I'll read through at the end. Like I said before, do you have any goals or plans for your life? If you do, you need to be using the time wisely. Don't waste time. Are you working on these goals, or you put them to the side, or something is holding you back? An observation that I've made from our community, and for my viewers, you'll pardon me, I might pop into, I forgot to say it at the beginning, I might pop into Tree occasionally, which is my mother tongue, so it'll be both in English and Tree. An observation that I've made, okay, what I've seen is that there's no value for time in our community. Yep, we don't value time at all in our community. We don't value time, not at all. Why do I say that? Well, we show up late everywhere and we think it's funny. Yes, it's quite hilarious actually. Yeah, we laugh at people like me who are always on time. Hey, I used to be part of a women's prayer group, and I'd always, if you tell me 10 o'clock, I'll try to be there as close as possible to 10. I'm always after my girls that when you're going somewhere, you go on time. Get there with about 15 minutes to spare. Then that the 15 minutes takes care of anything that might happen. Like you're going to uni to write an exam, the exam starts at 11. Don't get on the train or bus at 10. Go at 9:30 because your travel time, in case there's something, our LRT system breaks down all the time. So, like I was saying before, the people who were in charge of that building and had to come open it up, they were always late, and they had this joke that, hey, we better get over there because by the time we get there, Auntie Yao will be standing there. Yes, I'll show up to time or to church on time. Well, sometimes I was late, the odd times, and of course work. That is just my habit. It's interesting. Just last Saturday, my oldest daughter was going to a shower, a bridal shower, and then she's debating with herself, oh, do I go on time? So this was for 6 o'clock, and she's thinking, and I go, well, maybe leave at 6 and you can get there for 6:30 because you know our people. She goes, well, this might be the odd time that they'll be on time. Well, guess what? She gets there and she's the first person there. Just a few weeks ago, there was a market somewhere, I think on 107th Street, like Black entrepreneurs, marketing their products. And my younger daughter decided to go. So she took the bus, she got there. Guess what? Yeah, she was one of the first person to get there. And they get so frustrated and so upset when they are going to our events because they go, why is it that we always show up on time? And people tend to laugh and they'll say, oh, mo de mafa abrofo ni suban uni bibi. Me anya krom ha na me besu an said you do baby in tem there be. Monsieur me papa ho. When we were young growing up in Accra, Ghana, North Carnation to be specific, when it was time to go out, whether we were going to dinner or going to the movies, the people who were on time, my dad was the on-time master, he would be there, and I was one of the sisters on that side. And then those who were perpetually late, my mom, and she also had her crew. So we're so used to being on time. In fact, when in 2006, when my husband and I took the girls home, and then we will be going out, and then my father has since passed away. We'll be going out, and my husband will look at me. We're walking outside and go, "Oh, who are we waiting for?" And then we all go, "We're waiting for auntie and grandma." They're always perpetually late. So, it's just how I was raised. There's one of my sisters that, on Saturdays we took turns or there was a roaster cooking. And if she was on cooking duty, you knew you weren't going to eat early. She'd just be lollygagging or whatever. So you better get some money and go outside and go get some snacks because you'll be waiting a while for that meal to be ready. But you see, that is a good habit to have. Because let me put it this way. If you are applying for a job, you may be very highly qualified. You have all the skill sets that they need. And then it comes down to the wire, if I'm using the right expression. They need to decide. There's you and there's that other somebody. And you all have the same, like your skill sets are on point. They can't, it's not, one is not better than the other. So then how do they get to decide? Personal suitability. So they're going to look at things like how well you work in a team, how well you get along with others, are you reliable, things like that. And guess who they're going to find out those things from? Your co-workers, your managers, and all that, right? And so here you are, very smart chap or very smart lass, and they find out that, oh yeah, she's great, but you don't meet your targets. Yes, you are very bright, but you push things to the wire. So when there's a deadline coming, you almost make them feel that you can't meet that deadline. Like you just get in by the, only by a thread, or I can't remember all my expressions. So, and then the other person, oh, they are reliable, they are bingo. If you ask them to do something, they have it to you within a week from the deadline. So who's going to get that job? That person, not you, because you're very smart, you have all the qualifications, but you lost out on the personal suitability side because you're not reliable because of time. You are not very reliable. So we need to stop laughing about those things and take it seriously. Okay? Like this behavior affects all aspects of our lives. And then we cry, oh, they don't like us, racism, this, that. Have you stopped to check yourself? Look, there's people that they have appointments with you. They know that maybe we said, hey, we're going to talk at this time. Oh, do you know what? They don't even bother to call when they are late. So you could be waiting forever. Sometimes they don't even call. That's not reliable. Whatever, to me, right? You have to be consistent in all aspects of your life. It doesn't matter if it's a matter in your private life, a matter in church, a matter in work, a matter in any club that you belong to. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Be consistent with your time. Value people's times. When you don't let people know you can't make an appointment, you don't have any regard or any respect for them. And we wonder why we are like this as a nation, because we don't take anything seriously. Look, the other day, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was at home working and I was supposed to be on a Zoom call at 10. And I told my supervisor that, oh, I'm running late. Give me 10 minutes. So 10:10. At 10:04, my mom calls. And I'm like, oh my. So I answer. She goes, I said, oh, Mama, I have a meeting at 10:10. Oh, I'm not going to be long. Oh, yeah, right, Mama. My mom is a talker. If I had let her, she would talk and talk and talk, and I wouldn't get to that meeting. To me, it's disrespectful to keep my colleague waiting. I couldn't do that. So I had to beg off and go attend to that call. I called my mom later after work. But and can you chrome for be on him the obey? Oh, me mommy after on him bedding come. They'll talk till 11. Then they'll go on the phone. They won't even apologize to their colleague. Oh, me mommy friend, my mom called. Oh, Instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize for keeping you waiting, right? So those little things, we think it's little. Hey, I have a family member, when she's having birthday parties for her children, she gives me the right time. That's what she's told me. She says, Auntie, I know you're always on time, so I give you the right time. She gives the other people a different time. So how does this affect us when we don't value time or treat other people's time with respect? Let me tell you this. It affects everything that you do because it shows a lack of seriousness. Mediocrity. Mediocrity is like when you are being average, you don't try to excel. You think it's okay. Oh, yeah, dear. Oh, and yeah, media. Oh, nah. Yeah, prepare who crowd now pen tem say, they mock you. They think, why do you want to be on time? Hey, I have standards and I live by them. If you say 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock it is. Unless something happens to me on the road, like there's traffic or something, but I'll call you and let you know why there's been a delay. Those little niceties. We have to learn manners. We have to learn manners to respect people, even if it's 2 minutes late. Look, there's times I remember our admin officer, she was a good friend of mine when she's retired now, but I'll be on the train, there'll be some delay. And because I didn't know how it was going to be, I'll say, hey, I'll call and say, hey, I may be a few minutes late. And then that delay is not even so long. So I get to work at the proper time. And it seems ridiculous you calling, but in case I hadn't made it, then they would know why I was late. So I'm saying all this because what is the point in traveling from your homeland to come here to live a better life when you can't even improve yourself by correcting or minimizing some of these bad habits that we have? The worst thing is to be going to a program on a Saturday night. Oh my gosh, I forgot. They'll tell you 7 o'clock and it won't start at 7, it will be starting at 9. And those of you who went to sit there, nobody respects your time. You just sit there waiting and waiting on people. It's even worse in church. Some churches that I went to, they tell you church starts at 10:30 after Sunday school. But then by that time, people have not come. So they go, oh, let's wait till more people come. So then you're waiting till 11. And then you don't get home till about 1:30 or 2 because you sat around waiting for other people who don't respect themselves enough to respect other people's time. You were there on time, but you had to wait for the masses. Is that fair? I don't think so. So, like I was saying, we get left behind because we exhibit these substandard behaviors. We can't accomplish much because we think it's not important. Look, when I first came here, my cousin had told me that if there's something you're supposed to do in summer and you don't do it and summer passes, you are hooped. And I didn't really get what he meant, but I get it because here life is by the seasons. There's a distinct, I came from a place where it's wet and dry season. So it's basically almost all the same. So you don't see the difference, time is passing by. But here, you know, you need to be on your game. You need to be on the ball. Keep pushing, keep moving. We should not behave like it's a bad thing to have ambition or to want to use your time in a valuable way. Life is meant to be lived properly. You need to live life. You need to live a fruitful life. Don't just my other favorite thing. Biara. We do our things anyhow. But anyhow, and we think it's okay. It is not. It is not. And then when your supervisor starts giving you a hard time, then you say, oh, they don't like me. Oh, this person. Then you are going to church and praying, praying. But it is you. You have a bad habit. You don't show up to work on time. So, of course, you're going to be told, because who's going to pay you for hours not worked? Nobody. Not here. There's a lack of productivity when we don't value time. So we don't progress in life. So how can we do better or be better? To get ahead, you have to place a high value on time. Be a go-getter. Look, I'm going to leave you with some quotes. I know since some mama na ka say there. Inipa besresre tree. Oh, yeah, there's that's how we are. We are like that. We can't change. You can change. Because who's watching you? The next generation, your kids. What a fine example we are setting for them with our tardiness, eh? Okay, let me read you some quotes on time. If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of. I like this one. Either the day runs you either you run the day or the day runs you. And if you get up and you don't have a planner, you'll be confused, basa basa. You hear people say, oh, I'm having such a bad day. I got off on the wrong foot, blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't have a plan. So, you can plan. Sometimes plans go awry, but as much as possible, you try to plan. Yeah, certain things may happen, but still you try to stick to the plan. But if you don't have any plan, oh, you're worse off. So, The Way We Spend Our Time Defines Who We Are by Jonathan Estrin. Think about it. And then another one says, I refuse to entertain negativity. Life is too big and time is too short to get caught up in empty drama. It's an anonymous quote, but I like that. Time slips away like grains of sand, never to return again, by Robin Sharma. Can you just imagine wasting your life? I had a quote on my wall the other day by Muhammad Ali. I think it said, if you get to the age of 50 and you still think about life the same way you did when you were 30 or so, that's 20 years that you've wasted. And the next quote here says, be selective with who you invest your time. Wasted time is worse than wasted money. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot. Are you willing to be the pilot, or you want time to run you? Make time for success every day, no matter what. And then it says successful people use their time in a wise manner, unlike the mediocre people who squander it away on a daily basis. Remember, I talked about mediocrity already. Benjamin Franklin says time is money. Don't waste your time with lazy people who have no ambition. It's by ATTOBRAH. I don't know what that stands for. And then Eric Thomas says, change your 24 hours and you will change your life. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to change how you spend your time and you'll see the difference. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. That's Nelson Mandela. So I have said a lot here, and maybe it may make a difference to you or not. But I'm just drawing your attention to the fact that you only have 24 hours in a day. Everybody has the same time. Yes, everybody has the same time. But what you do with it is what makes the difference. What you do with it is what makes the difference. I thought I saw a quote by Steve Jobs somewhere, but I didn't write it down, but it was so powerful. Oh, here's one by Napoleon Hill. It says, don't wait. The time will never be just right. Just take the bull by the horn and get going. Get going. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your life. Get a grip on your time. Spend your time wisely. Have your priorities, your family, your work, whatever it is. Use your time wisely. And please, me chrome for me pamucho time there. So wabetena abrochire ha bo homodin ase wo de time be ye adwuma. Enya sa wobetena ha 30, 19 kodwo hoho years. Wo bra nye yeda. Me amete ha kasei. And na my anniversary me fi Ghana so many years ago. Me betena chrome ha no. As I say, my betena chrome ha longer than betena Ghana. Na ye nkrofo bi a omo penny pasre to de bi a omo mu amacha wa ha na omo say jama oya omo amacha wa ha fo ni bi. They think they are being so funny, they are being so comical. Na me de to me trem say so obi nim no busa me za asem ni bi a me busa ne say na wo ticket wa heda be na wo san wa ti akọ wo gina ho a wo ka say wo so fie dodo a me medi wa ha no wo so be ba be di bi ba me de me anya masem say me de me see say me ba be ye me to me nka say me ye millionaire me sika bi da bank, but my boy me homodin ahwe me ma to make sure say almost so ebebo omo homodin wo ma brabo mu. You know, you have to see tangible results, tangible efforts of your life that you are living. If you are not seeing any tangible results, then there's a problem. Sika de ye ka say ya nka say woni sika otimase, but eno de nemen bo ho anka ye hu yanka ye in a different way, but all the same no. I'm happy and I'm proud of nyame adom de ame metumi aye say ja me papa no mo push yen say mo mo homode nti dia onim no eno na wo so de kire obi nti me so na pass the baton on to the next generation, you know. Ato omo so say they also should pass it on. Abrabo ya adesua nti time et me amete he niam egu me so ame wo ye no me ka o metumi o meye we da ho. I know say wo ho I will get to it, but a also but it keeps me busy. You have to have ambition. Nyen so wabetena ho no waso camera na udidi atem na oyese. Is that a good use of time? And how could you be hon kokonsa? Woni bibi, pe bibi ye. Adreno, God gave us that. Our greatest asset, I keep saying, is our mind. Use your time to develop your mind, develop yourself. I'll leave that with you. Thank you so much. So tomorrow night, I'll be on with Pearly Nuggets. We're going to talk about Jephthah's vow or making hasty vows. And then on Sunday too, we have the book chat at 6 o'clock on Sunday, and that's about the balm of Gilead. We're going to be talking about there's a balm for the wounded soul. Thank you so much. Again, you can get my books, as I said before, Amazon Free Press. Hello, Sheila. I'm just signing off. Welcome. I hope you're all well. Thank you so much. So we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.